you have prepared enough for your examination, right? Yeah, Satish sir, any words that you want to say?
No, currently it is 5 a.m. in the morning. Welcome to classes, everyone, and good morning.
And as you all know, all of you are preparing, and we are here as we promised. We all are here, all the three of us. We have taken a lot of sessions. The final countdown has already been done. All of your preparation has been done, and it's very perfect. And I believe in you all, and you also have to believe in yourself. And with this belief only, you will be able to crack the exam. You'll be able to score more than 75 or 80 out of 80. Also, you can score. All the preparation is done. We are here to provide you the final motivation and some last minute tips and strategy with the experts, so that it adds on to your preparation and you will be able to score almost more than 75. I believe in every one of you. So Ahmed sir, let's start with some motivation.
Definitely.
We can see that a lot of questions went in all of these sessions. A lot of questions we have solved. Around, I think, more than 100 questions, 100, 200 questions you would have solved. Yes, Ahmed
Exactly.
sir?
I was thinking about this thing, that what would happen if we would have got some this kind of teachers during our school timings, right?
I was really in search of such a teacher, because I had
Right.
one offline teacher, but he was
Right.
not available for me this
Correct.
early in the morning. So this
Right.
is something which is revolutionary, which we are
Exactly.
providing, and it's very beneficial for you all.
True that, completely true. All right, so I believe that let's talk about mental preparedness first. So what do you think that mental preparedness should be there?
Mental preparation, according to me, is to be tough, because all the things you have already learned, it is to be confident. Confidence is something which comes from attitude. Your attitude should be positive. You should be thinking in such a way that I can do this exam. You should not be thinking negative. You should not be in such a way that mere se nahi ho payega, I'm feeling very afraid, I'm not be able to do the exams, I'll not be able to, this chapter I have not studied. If you think in this way, if you think the negative, not good things will not happen to you. If you think positive in the other way, these chapters are strong, all of these chapters I have done, automatically what you have not completed, right, that will also become good. Yes,
True.
Ahmed sir?
True that. Yes. One thing that I always see that students, get stuck in is that they keep on studying, and they always feel that something is left. So how do you suggest the students to tackle this problem, sir?
If you feel something is left, right, now it is not the time to look into that topic. Only work on your positives, on your strengths. Whatever you think is your strength, you revise it, refurbish it, and this is the time to refurbish that. Only the positive things will help you. I will suggest, do not go something is left, this, that. You can go through that once, but try to strengthen your strengths. That
Yes.
is something which I'll suggest.
Exactly.
But I'll not completely suggest leave everything, because you
Yes.
will leave everything, then it will be very difficult for you. You can go and skim through that. In initial time, if you would have woken up around 4 a.m. or let's say 3 a.m. I used to wake
Exactly.
up around 3 a.m.
Yes.
So 3 to 4 a.m. what I used to do was, whatever thing I felt is left, I used to solve all those questions once, and I'll go through exercise questions, I'll go through previous year questions, and which I had already prepared during the holiday or the gap provided for the exams, and then I'll go through that first, the tough ones first, and then something which is my strength, I'll go through and skim through that at the later time. So this is what I used to do.
Correct. Also, I've seen many students who keep on going through the books and all the text till the very last moment. Also, even outside the examination center, they keep their books in their hands, and they keep on mugging up the formulas and everything, right? So I would say that is something that people do out of panic state, right? What I suggest to my dear students is to just sit calm and think about all the things that they have learned mentally. So it's kind of like a mental revision, where you are closing your eyes, just being patient, and then you are revising everything in your mind thoroughly.
This is a very good suggestion.
Right.
Indeed, a lot of my friends used to do this, because when one of my teachers, very very close to me, she used to tell us that no need to prepare at the very last moment, because at the
Correct.
last moment everyone out of the exam center is open with their notebook
Yes.
and going through the formulas, everything. A few of my friends who always used to score 100 out of 100, they will sit on the side and they will
They'll
be
just
very
relax.
calm. They're not even opening the notebooks.
Yes.
And we are feeling like, what are you doing? You're not studying. How will you score? then they will be very calm. They will not even interact
Exactly.
much, right?
Right.
And then after the exams, when the results are out, they are the ones who score the
True
highest.
that.
They will be scoring 100 out of 100.
Exactly.
In the internals also 20 out of 20, 80 out of 80.
Yes.
So this is something which is very, very crucial. And the next thing which the toppers do is something which they manage
Very
time
important.
well. So I would like to add something over here. In time management, I'd like to add one point. So you also add your
Definitely,
views.
sure.
So in time management, the most important thing is the first 15 minutes which you are provided. From
Correct.
10:15 to 10:30. 10:30 your exam will start. 10:30 to 3 hours it will go. Correct. 1:30 till 1:30 you will go. Now the 15 minutes are very, very crucial. This 15 minutes is not a joke. You have to skim through all the questions. 38 questions you will have, 1 to 21 marks questions, then 2 marks, 3 marks, 4 marks, 5 marks questions also you have. Skim through all the questions. Make a list of all those questions which you feel are easy. All the topics which you are strong in, you already know, right? And once you go through the questions, you understand which all questions you think will be very easy for you, and you will be
Correct.
able to solve them very easily.
Exactly.
Once
Yes.
you mark them in your mind, or you can take them in this paper using the pencil. Pen, I think, is not allowed.
Exactly,
A lot of
yes.
examiners, invigilators, they say that you should
should not
mark
write
anything.
anything, yes.
So you use your pencil. Later you can erase. So I'll suggest use your pencil. Mark the questions which you feel are easy. Solve those questions first with lesser time, so that more time is available for you for tougher questions towards the end. So always try to complete the easy questions first. This is my suggestion, and
True
I
that.
used to follow that. And no need to follow the order 1, 2, 3, 4. No need. If you write the number correctly, the examiner, who is checking, they will see the number and they will mark accordingly, because they know that this number question always it carries that much marks. Yes, sir.
Exactly, yes. And one more point that I would like to add is, like, do not spend too much time in MCQ questions, because if you see, the weightage of this question is really less as compared to other questions.
Yes.
But the thing that happens with the students is they end up spending a lot of time in just solving that question, and they spend the initial few time of the examination completely on MCQ, which has very less weightage. So I would say that you should restrict yourself to 20 to 30 minutes to complete the MCQ questions, so that you have enough time to complete all the other questions. So this should be your target. Correct.
So this is very, very important, because MCQ is not that much weightage, right? If some question for 1 mark is taking like more than 3-4 minutes, more than 2 minutes, I
Exactly.
would say leave it. You are not able to solve it. You are in the la land. You leave it. Go to the next question. Come back towards the end.
And exactly correct.
That is something which is very, very important for time management. If you are able to manage the time well, right, you will always ace your exams, because whichever question you do not know, you are clueless about it, you will always have time to get back to that question. This is very, very important, and this is the skill which a lot of toppers follow.
Also, there are few chapters that every students have that they are very good at, right? So in the initial few minutes, that, as sir said, that 15 minutes is really very crucial, where you're selecting which chapters, which questions to done, right? So you can select those questions and try to solve them first, because you know that you have practiced enough for that questions from that chapter, right? And you're very confident with those questions also. So just make sure that you solve them first, so that you save time for other questions where you'll need to figure out things, right?
Very well stated,
Yeah.
Ahmed Sir. The next thing is very, very crucial. After the first 15 minutes, you plan everything, how much time you will spend. You have a brief idea of how much time you are going to spend in each and every question, right? Now, the next thing is to write very, very well. Present neatly is something which is very, very important. Now, a lot of students face this problem: poor math writing skills. What is poor math writing skills? Inability to frame steps properly.
Correct.
If some question is there,
Yes.
if you are trying to solve that and you are not able to write the steps, you are simply writing the solution. If I am asking this steps is not there, then what will the examiner do? They will cut the marks for the steps. So step writing is something which is very, very crucial. So step writing, according to me, comprises 90% of this presenting neatly in mathematics. The rest of the things is how well you write the diagrams, how well you label the diagrams in heights and distances, trigonometry applications, circles also sometimes you need to label the diagrams. All of these things is very, very important and need to be taken care while writing the maths or solving the math problems. So,
Yes, correct. So a few more pointers about present neatly is wherever you are solving a question and you found out the answer for that question, right? I want you people to highlight that answer part. You know why? Because when the invigilator checks the question, okay, usually they are very fed up of checking so many papers, right? So they are actually, you know, looking forward to important stuff. And if you highlight the important stuff for them, they can, you know, ignore the steps part, and then they can simply put a tick and give the marks. And this has happened a lot of time, where if they highlight the marks part, only the main answer part, that's when you know, the invigilator just gets, okay, this is correct, so the steps might be correct.
Lot
right?
of time, one of my teacher friends,
Yes.
he used to check a lot of papers, and he
Yes.
used to tell me that I'm not able to find the answers, Srikesh.
Hmm.
Where is the answer? All the students are writing the steps, but answer finding is very difficult. But some papers, they come, the students mark the answers very correctly, they put it in the box. It's very easy for
Right.
me, and I quickly do one
Or
mark,
they
one
just
mark, one
underline
mark.
it.
They are just
Hmm.
underline
Hmm.
it. So the invigilator psychology is also good. If one question is marking good, the next questions he or she might also
Exactly.
be tempted to give you more marks, right? So this is something which is very, very important.
Few more pointers that I have to say is, like, whenever you're solving your geometrical proof part, right, in every step, just make sure that whenever you're concluding something, you should mention that from which theorem or from which concept you're using this or concluding that step from. So mentioning the reason for each and every step is really very important. So just make sure that you add that. And in case of questions where you need to add some rough diagrams, many people do free-handedly, but if you have time, make sure that you draw neat and very nicely looking rough diagrams. That will also put a very good impact. If you want to make any rough calculations, there are certain provisions given in the answer sheet itself. So just make sure that all the rough work is over there, not in the main answer part, right?
Yeah, very, very, very important. So presenting neatly, time management, everything done. And the very, very important thing is stay composed. Like MS Dhoni, you know,
Yes.
Sir MS Dhoni, like he's calm, captain
Always.
cool, calm always, captain cool.
Yes.
Anything, his expression will not change.
Correct.
Will not panic at all. So that is something you have to inculcate inside yourself in your behavior as well. Your attitude should be such that you are calm. Anything, if you see any tough questions, if you feel like you are not able to do, I will not be able to do not panic. Do not panic at all. You have practiced a lot. You have went through a lot of times, a lot of papers you have gone through. You have also gone through other subjects also. You have solved other subjects paper also. This is not the first board exam which you are giving, right? 10th March is not the first board exam which you are giving. Already a lot of exams you have given in this board exam.
Correct.
So be confident. Do not panic. Any tough questions you feel, do not worry. Use the time management tactics. Solve that question towards the end. Be confident. Whatever less other questions are there, you try to solve those questions and have a positive attitude. This will help you to remain calm, and it will help your mind to function well as well.
True.
Yes.
That I 100% agree to your point, sir. Yes. So staying calm in the examination is really very important. I've seen many scholar students who score very good in school timing. They make very silly mistake just because of the pressure in the board examination, and that's only because they are not calm during the exams, right? So staying calm in the exam is really very important, so that you don't make any silly mistakes. You know, read the questions thoroughly, you solve it thoroughly, and not end up doing any silly mistakes that would take your marks, right?
So indeed, staying calm is the key, because if you panic, everything will crumble like a domino. It's a
Yes.
domino effect. Okay, so let's move ahead. Let's get to the plan of the exam. As you already know and you are aware that there are 5 sections. 5 sections, and let me take it. Let's give Ahmed Sir a bit of rest, and later also Ahmed Sir will come back and rejoin us. So let me tell you, there are certain general instructions. Question paper. This question paper has 5 sections. These are the 5 sections. Section A, Section B, Section C, D, E. A section has 20 questions. First 18 questions. The first 18 questions are MCQs. 18 MCQs. 19th and 20th question are assertion reason type. So already in the first session, when I gave the tips, I provided you complete information on how much time you should need to spend on each and every. Also, Ahmed Sir also pointed out today that how much time you need to spend in the section A, section B, section C, section D, E, and also identify tougher questions as well, so that you spend more time on the tougher questions. Okay, so section A, 20 questions, 1 mark. Less time you spend in this section, as Ahmed Sir pointed out. Next, section B, 5 questions, 2 marks each. So more steps to write. Step writing has started because steps will have weightage from section B beta. Section C has 6 questions. Again, steps are very important in these sections which follow. Section A, steps are not that important because it is multiple choice question. Even if you write the option right, you'll get that 1 mark. However, section B, D and E require steps, very important, need to present very neatly. Section C, 6 questions, 3 marks each. D has 4 questions, 5 marks each, and these are long answer type questions. So very important. If you are able to get the answer for the 5 marks questions in one step, please wait. Do not write and submit your answer, because if you do that, you will not get 5 marks. If you are getting 5 marks, you have to find out a longer way to solve it. If you are getting it in a faster way, you will not get the marks for the steps. So very important. Section D, the 4 questions which have 5 marks, you have to write down the steps. In order to write down the steps, you need to follow one method in which you will be able to write more steps. So follow that method in which you are able to write more steps. This is very important for the section D. Section E is case based integrated units, 4 marks. Generally this is similar to 1 mark, 2 mark questions, because there is a case which is given, and in this case there are multiple questions, and these questions carry 1 marks, 2 marks, 1 marks, or sometimes 2 marks. So very important. Section E also, it is important for you to understand. It's like a word problem in mathematics, or a passage, word passage in English you get, right? It's like a passage question in mathematics. So very important to study the case first, then only come to the questions. Don't start reading the questions and try to solve it, because unless and until you read the case, understand the case, you will not be able to solve this. So very important to understand the whole case. Draw neat figures wherever required. Take pi to 20/7. It is generally mentioned. If it is not mentioned this, it's generally mentioned this. If whatever other unit is mentioned, you will be taking that. If 22/7, if nothing is mentioned, you will take it to be 22/7. In certain questions, it is clearly mentioned that you need to take it to be 3.14. So final motivation is only to be positive, stay calm, be positive, you'll be able to manage your time. Now let's talk about some weightage. So weightage chapter wise beta. Already all these chapters you would have prepared, I understand, I know. And we also have in this series covered all these chapters. Me, Ahmed Sir, Rishabh Sir, Satish Sir, all of us have dedicated our time. You have dedicated your time for your preparation to cover all these chapters. So chapter 1, real numbers, 6 marks. 2, polynomials is 5 marks. Linear equations in 2 variables, 6 marks. Quadratic equations, 4 marks. AP, 5 marks. Triangles, you can see, important, 8 marks. It carries the weightage of 8 marks. Other chapters, I'm not saying that it's not that important. So please, triangles, very important, because triangles, a lot of concepts you will see, circles and triangles combined, they will come. Sometimes triangle concept will come, you will have to use Pythagoras theorem, then you will see that you will have to use quadratic equation. Combined concepts, multiple concepts. Some questions will be there in long answer type in which you are supposed to use multiple concepts in the same question. Maybe quadratic equation and arithmetic progression together. So these type of questions are also there. So the weightage gets distributed. So do not focus a lot in one topic only. Try to focus on multiple topics, because there can be questions in which multiple topics are coming into use. The next few chapters, trigonometry also covered by me, 7 marks. Application of trigonometry I covered 5 marks. 7 plus 5, 12 marks you are getting the weightage from trigonometry. So very important, you see. If you cover trigonometry and application of trigonometry, generally from application of trigonometry it has been seen that in MCQ you get 1 question, or generally you will get a question in case study. So very important. If you understand heights and distances, you solve some example problems. We have seen that example problems have repeated or directly come in your board exams. Repeatedly in the previous questions also it is visible. 7 marks. Circles, areas related to circle, 5 marks. Very important. Sector area, using the sector area to find out segment area, which one question I, Satish Sir, also took. Segment area is very important. Perimeter of the arc is important. Surface areas and volumes, all the formulas you remember. Surface area and volumes, you need to remember all the formulas, which is very important, which also I took. Statistics, 3 methods for mean, direct method is there. Then assume mean method, step deviation method, finding mode, finding median, all of this for group data. Probability, easy. Already Satish Sir explained this, correct? So final motivation, for the final motivation, I'll only like to suggest you all that please stay calm, be motivated in the way that you have to have the positive attitude. I can score 100 out of 100, I can score 80 out of 80, I will be very positive, I have learned everything, whatever I have learned, with keeping the base on that, I'll be able to do the best of me. Yes, if that is the attitude, then only you will be able to do. If you are like, I'll not be able to do, you'll not be able to do. So this is something which you need to inculcate in your side yourself. Now for the final motivation, let's solve some previous year questions which we have seen. Some of the questions I'll be taking, but before I start with the questions, I'd like to highlight over here. sisyaclass app is present in Google Play Store as well as iOS App Store. So please visit this App Store and download our app. The link is also provided in the description. A lot of things are going on in the app. Not forget to mention that the exam prep course is going on. 1 week booster course is going on. You can check the prices as well. Very affordable, just 29 rupees. 1 rupee course also we have. You can check the prices in the app as well. The prices are very affordable. Go to the app, buy these courses, get benefited. Robotics and coding also we are providing a revolutionary product in the edtech scenario. Already we have been trusted by more than 1 lakh parents from our inception, and we have been featured in Google startups. We have been recognized by government agencies like MSME and DPIIT. So very good going for us, and we are very overwhelmed to support all of the students over here. So PYQ solving, let's start. This 1 mark question: if the sum of the zeros of this polynomial is root 2, then what is the value of k? How will you solve this? I will solve a few questions, then I'll call upon Ahmed Sir or Satish Sir to solve some questions as well. So this is the first question from quadratic equation. We discussed this. Once again, let me show you quadratic equation. The standard formula is something which is very important for you to understand. This is the standard form of the quadratic equation. Sum of the roots is equal to minus b by a. Product is equal to c by a. Here we need to use this relation sum. Sum is given to be root 2. Sum will be minus of minus k by 2. Sum will be equal to minus of minus k upon 2. This is something which is given to us as root 2. Clear? Minus k of k root 2. Root 2 is also there. Clear? So root 2 and root 2 will get cancelled. Minus will become plus. K you will get to be 2. Option B is the correct answer. 1 mark you easily scored from quadratic equation. This is the chapter. These two relations is very important for you to remember. Sum of the roots is minus b by a. Product of the roots is c upon a. Let's move ahead. Next question from probability. Probability of player winning the game is 0.79. Then the probability of losing the game is. Always remember that probability of two events which are complementary of each other. Probability of E and probability of E dash is always equal to 1. E and E dash are complementary events. So here probability of winning and probability of losing is complementary of each other. If you win, you win. If the exact opposite of that is losing. So win and lose are exact opposite, exact complementary of each other. So let's understand P of win plus P of lose will be equal to 1. This is 0.79. Subtract to get P of lose, you will get 0.21. And very careful, two options have 0.21. This is not the correct answer because this is 0.0021, because this becomes 0.21 upon 100. The correct answer is option D. Next question. If two positive integers p and q can be expressed as p equal to 18a square b4 and q equal to, this is given, where a and b are prime numbers, then LCM of p comma q is. LCM, you all know the way to find out LCM is using ladder method, the vertical long division method, like this, right? You are aware of this. 10 comma 15, 2 5 times, 2 15 times, then again 5 1 times, 5 3 times, then you find it like this. This cannot be used over here. This is one way. This cannot be used over here. Another way to find out is using prime factorization and marking out the prime numbers with the highest powers. So let's use that method. That is very, very important. P is equal to 2 multiplied by 3 6 multiplied by 3 18 multiplied by a square multiplied by b to the power 4. This will become 2 into 3 square multiplied by a square multiplied by b to the power 4. This is the prime factorization in the condensed form for the number p. Same for q, I can write it like 2 square multiplied by 5 multiplied by a cube multiplied by b square. 2 square 4, 4 5 times 20. So the highest power of 2 in this complete p and q is here 2. So I'll circle out 2 to the power 2. Highest power of 3 is 3 square. I'll circle out 3 square. Highest power of 5 only here 1. I'll circle out this. Highest power of a is a cube. Highest power of b is b to the power 4. All of these elements which we have circled out, we will multiply these numbers to get the LCM of p and q. So LCM of p comma q will come out to be 2 square multiplied by 3 square, 4 into 9, 36 multiplied by 5, 180. 180 a cube b to the power 4, which is option D. This is the way to solve it. This is very, very important. The technique to find out LCM by circling out the highest power of the prime factors and multiplying those highest powers to form the LCM. This is the way which you will be using, and this is very, very important. This you start learning from 6th and 8th. This concept is very, very important in this question. Next question, let's see. Here AD is, this is from coordinate geometry and as well as triangle. Both the questions, both the concepts are coming to use over here. Concepts which are used over here are coordinate geometry and triangles plus triangles. So triangle ABC is a median. A is 5 comma minus 6, B is 6 comma 4, C is 0 comma 0. Length of AD is equal to, if AD is the median, then ABC is a triangle. If ABC is a triangle and AD is the median, then obviously D will be the midpoint of BC. Everyone agrees with me? If D is the midpoint, then we can use the midpoint formula. We know B's coordinates, we know C's coordinate. We can easily find out D's coordinate. What will be D's coordinate? D's coordinate will be the average of the coordinates of B and C. 6 plus 0 by 2, 4 plus 0 by 2, which will come out to be 3 comma 2. 6 by 2, 3, 4 by 2. D's coordinates you know. Coordinates of A you know, 5 comma minus 6. Use the distance formula to find out the distance between A and D, which will be equal to sum of square root of the sum of horizontal and vertical distances. Horizontal distances 5 minus 3, 2 square. Vertical distances 2 minus minus 6, which is 8. 2 plus 6, 8 square. 2 square 4, 8 square 64. 4 plus 64, 68. Square root of 68. 68 is not a perfect square, so we cannot take it out. Our final answer comes out to be root of 68 units, which is option A. I hope this is clear. Till here everyone is clear. All these concepts we are trying to cover. Next question, let's move. The volume of the largest right circular cone. So here very, very important, you need to be very well aware of the formulas for surface area, volume for all these objects. So let me quickly write down the formulas. The first object is the cube. For the cube, what is the formula for surface area? Surface area is total surface area 2 times LB plus BH plus LH. This is the surface area, total surface area. If we only find out the lateral surface area, we will ignore the top and the bottom. LB we will ignore. If we ignore the LB, we will be left with 2 times BH plus LH. Now even more important over here, 2 times L plus B times H, which is base perimeter multiplied by height. So this are the formulas for the cuboid. These are the formulas for the cuboid. Next is volume. Volume is LBH. Same thing, if you have a cube, all these things will become equal to A. All these things will become equal to A, and this will become for a cube 6A square, this will become 4A square, this will become A cubed. This will become A cubed. So very, very important for you all to understand. This is the formula for cube and cuboid. For cube and cuboid, both these formulas can be used. Now next shape is something which is a cylinder. Let's understand for cylinder and cone as well, because all these three shapes, all these four shapes are very, very important for your grade 10. So other shapes also, I'm writing it down. Let me erase this. Let's write other two shapes also. The next shape is cylinder. So for a cylinder, which is right circular cylinder, this is the radius. The top and the bottom radius both are same. This is the height. The surface area, total surface area is given by curved surface area 2 pi RH plus top circle area pi r square, bottom circle area pi r square 2 pi r square. The curved surface area is equal to 2 pi RH. Volume is equal to pi r square h. So these three things you have to remember. Here itself I'll draw for the cone as well, because cone and cylinder are related to each other, especially their volume, and for cone we have slant height as well. So for cone, total surface area is the curved surface area, which is given by the slant height pi rl plus the base circle's area pi r square. Curved surface area is equal to pi rl. Volume is 1/3 of the cylinder, which is 1 by 3 pi r square h. So these formulas very, very important. You have to remember L. The relation for L is L squared is equal to r square plus h square, where L is the slant height. Do not worry if L is not given in the question. R and H are given in the question. You can easily find out L. So all these four formulas you have to remember for surface area and volume. If you remember this, very, very easy. All the questions you will be able to solve. Let's get back to this question. This question we had already discussed once. I'll quickly discuss this. If I have a cube, and inside that I'm trying to fit a cone, the maximum size of the cone which I can fit. The base I can cover in the complete base of the cube. The base circle will be completely covering the base of the cube, which will have the radius equal to half of the edge of the cube. Half of the edge of the cube. The height of the right circular cone will be equal to the edge. Height of the right circular cone will be equal to the edge of the cube. The edge of the cube is 2 centimeter, so height will be equal to 2 centimeter. Radius will be equal to 2 by 2, which is 1 centimeter. Now try to find out the volume of this largest right circular cone. It's very logical, common sense. If you are trying to fit in this way, only you can fit a largest right circular cone, right? The highest height will be equal to the edge. The radius, the diameter of the base circle will become equal to the edge. That is, radius will become equal to half of the edge. Yeah. So using this, you can easily find out the volume. Volume is 1 by 3 pi r square multiplied by h, which will give us 2 pi by 3 cubic units. That is option D. Clear. Option D is the correct answer over here. So in this question, I have explained you briefly all the formulas which will be very, very useful for you. We have written this. I hope you already remember this. This acted as a quick revision. The next question, this was asked in 2023-24. In the given figure, graphs of two linear equations. This is from linear equations in two variables are shown. The pair of linear equations is, there are three conditions. Let me write down the three conditions, then I will come back to this. The three conditions are: one condition, consistent system is two conditions. If you have solution, in which all cases you can have solution, you can either have one solution or you can have infinitely many solutions. So consistent system will look like this. Either this is one solution, this is one example of consistent. Other example of consistent is both the lines are 1 over each other. Both the lines are 1 over each other. Infinite solutions, one solution. Both of these are consistent. In this case, what is the relation between the coefficient? The relation between the coefficients is a1 by a2 should not be equal to b1 by b2. Here the condition is a1 by a2 should be equal to b1 by b2 and it should also be equal to c1 by c2. These two conditions will give you the consistent systems. Now, inconsistent is something which will only happen if the lines are not touching each other at all, and that is the condition for parallel lines. So, inconsistent is only for parallel lines. I'll make that condition over here. Let me use a different color so that every one of you is able to see. This is parallel lines. This is not going to touch anywhere, no solution. No solution is the case of inconsistent parallel lines. The condition is a1 by a2 is equal to b1 by b2 but not equal to c1 by c2. This is very, very important for you to understand, because this inconsistent or parallel no solution appears to be similar to be infinite solutions. However, here all the three ratios of the coefficients are equal. If you write it in this form, ax plus by plus c, this is the standard form where a, by are the coefficients, c is the constant. Now a1 by a2, b1 by b2 not equal to c1 by c2, here equal, all of them are equal. Here not at all equal, then only you will have one solution. Now let's get back to this. What does this look like? Will this have no solution? You are not sure. It can be extended like this. If I extend these two lines, they will for sure meet. If I extend, they can be consistent. So first, consistent? No, it is not consistent because it's not extended already. Consistent with infinitely many solutions, they are not the same lines, so no infinitely many solutions. Inconsistent, we cannot comment because if we extend, they can become consistent. Only option which is left, which completely resonates with what is happening over here, is inconsistent but can be made consistent by extending these lines. Option D is the correct answer. Let's move ahead. Next, the common difference of an AP in which A15 minus A11 is 48 is. So in such questions, you need to just substitute the formula and find out what the question is asking and you will get the answer. Do not get confused that this formula is not given, this is not given, how I am going to solve it. Just move ahead because this is 1 mark question, you have to spend more time, not more time on this, correct? So an is equal to a plus n minus 1 times d. So A15 minus A11. A15 will be a plus 14d, A11 will be a plus 10d, 11 minus 1. Just subtract 1 from the series number. So this will be a plus 14d minus a plus 10d. Already a and a will get cancelled. 14 minus 10d, 4d. This difference is given to be 48. Common difference will come out to be 12. That's it. That's it. Option A is the answer. Simple. No need to know the first term. First term will automatically get cancelled over here. Clear? This part is clear to everyone. Next question. In the given figure, triangle ABC is shown. DE is parallel to BC. If AD is 5 cm, DB is 2.5 cm, BC is 12 cm, DE is equal to, this is the question. So for this, I'll focus on triangle ADE and triangle ABC. If you see in triangle AD and ABC, this angle D and this angle B are equal because DE is parallel to BC and these two angles are corresponding angles. Same goes for angle E and angle C as well. Corresponding angles, these two angles are equal. Therefore, by AA axiom, triangle ADE is similar to triangle ABC. By angle axiom, these two triangles are similar. Once you establish the similarity, no need to write it. Once you establish the similarity, 1 mark question. Once you establish the similarity, use the conclusion for similar triangles, which states that the ratio of the corresponding sides is equal or the corresponding sides are proportional to each other. Let's use that conclusion. Triangle ADE is similar to triangle ABC. AD by AB. We need to find out DE. So I'll write DE by BC is equal to AE by AC. Only this much part will be useful for me, because all these values I can find out easily from this figure and from the information which is given to me in the question, and I'll be easily able to find out what D is. AD is 5 centimeter. AB will be 5 plus 2.5. DE is something which I need to find out. BC is 12. This will get cancelled. Just a second, let me add and then cancel. DE is equal to 5 into 12 by 7.5. This will get cancelled. 1.5. This will be 120 by 15. That will give me 8 centimeter as the answer. Option C is the correct answer. In this question, again triangle, one more question we have seen. Let's move ahead. Now, very important, a few axioms are there which you already know. Next question, let's move ahead. Sin theta is cos theta. If 0 is less than theta is less than 90 degree, then find the value of secant theta multiplied by sin theta. There are two ways to solve this. I'll use both the ways. When is sin theta equal to cos theta? When is sin theta equal to cos theta? For what value of theta? 45 degree. One way to solve this. First way. Clear? Let me write 1, because otherwise you will get confused. This is A and A here is written same, sir. Okay, 1. First way. Theta is 45 degree. Secant of theta multiplied by sin theta will be equal to secant of 45 degree multiplied by sine of 45 degree. That is root 2 multiplied by 1 by root 2 is equal to 1. Normal students will use this way. Second way, sin theta is equal to cos theta. Divide by cos theta on both the sides. I'll take this cos theta over here. I'll be left with sin theta by cos theta is equal to 1. I'll get tan theta is equal to 1. Again, I'll get theta is equal to 45 degree. Then again, I'll put over here. Again, some students who apply more mind, they will be able to use this method. But the students who have learnt here now from us, they will use this way, beta. Very easy way. Here directly comes sin theta by cos theta is equal to 1. Sir, cos theta reverse is secant theta. Let's substitute it over here. Directly I get secant theta multiplied by sin theta is equal to 1. Done. Fastest method. Always use the fastest approach. This will consume your time. This will consume your time. Only 1 mark you are getting over here. Only 1 mark. No one is asking you to show the steps, how much knowledge you know. It's not the display of how much you know. It's only the display of how accurate you can be and how fast you can be. That is something you will only be able to achieve with this way. Clear? Option C is the correct answer. This is very important. 3 ways to solve this. This is the best way. Clear? Let's move ahead. Maximum number of common tangents that can be drawn to two circles intersecting at two distinct points. Here I'll mention 2 cases. One is the general case. If I have 2 circles, there are 4 tangents. 1, 2, 1 tangent will go like this. 1 tangent will go like this. So there are 4 tangents generally. 4 tangents, 4 common tangents. What is a common tangent? A common tangent is a tangent which touches both the circles at one point exactly. This is a common tangent. 4 common tangents. But in this question, it is given one condition. The 2 circles are intersecting at 2 distinct points. Point number 1, point number 2. Now, if this is the case, then how many common tangents can be drawn? If you see, only 2 can be drawn. 1, 2. Option C is the correct answer. But if this is not there, this was not mentioned, then my answer would be 4. If this is mentioned, then my answer will be, this is mentioned, then my answer will be 2. Clear? Clear? This is clear. This is very important. If they are not touching at all, then how many tangents, how many common tangents? 4. If they are touching at 2 points, 2, only 2. Clear? In the given figure, if PT is the tangent to the circle with center O, angle TPO is 35 degree, then find out what is angle X. Here very important conclusion, tangent is perpendicular to radius. Tangent is perpendicular to radius. Done. 90 degree, this is 90 degree. Exterior angle property. exterior angle property I will use. Using the exterior angle property, angle x is equal to 90 plus sum of interior opposite angles, 90 plus 35, 125 degree. Directly you get the answer to be option D, 125 degree. Clear? So exterior angle property, triangle is very important. That is why triangle had the highest weightage. If you understand triangle, the small concepts of triangles are used in small questions. In every questions you will see triangles, almost every questions. Wherever figure type questions are there, wherever you will see circle, you will see some aspects of triangle being utilized over there. Let's move ahead. A pair of irrational numbers whose product is rational. Here it is very important for us to pay attention on this as well as this part. So if you see option A, are these two numbers rational or irrational? These two numbers are rational. So this cannot be my answer because the two numbers need to be irrational. Clear? The two numbers need to be irrational. The second one, root 5 multiplied by root 2. So these two numbers are irrational. We can move ahead and we can check the product. Root 5 multiplied by root 2, I will get 5 into 2 root 10. The answer is coming out to be not rational. So this option also gets eliminated. This also option gets eliminated. I cannot select A, I cannot select B. Option C, let's take root 3, root 27. Is it irrational? Yes, because I cannot take root 27 outside the root. So it is also irrational. Multiply these two. Root 3 multiplied by root 27, root 81, which is 9. This is rational. These two numbers are irrational. This is irrational. This is irrational. Therefore, option C is the pair of numbers which satisfy the complete information which is given in the question. That is, the two numbers are irrational and their product is rational. The two numbers root 3 and root 27 cannot be taken outside of the root. Therefore, they are irrational. They have radical parts. When you multiply them, you see you are getting a number root 81 which can be taken out of the square root, which is rational. Therefore, this pair is the one which satisfies the condition given in the question. No need to check option D. Option C is the correct answer. Move ahead. But very important, in such questions you should check each and every aspect. Two conditions are there. Do not, some students forget to check this. They see that root 16, root 4 inside the root, no need to simplify it. They are the rational numbers and they will mark this as the correct answer. They will see root 16 into root 4 is root 64. Sir, this was coming out to be 8 and there was root over here. Wrong, beta. One easy mark which would have scored if you would have paid attention over here, that mark you will lose. Always pay attention to the details in the question. This is very important. Let's move ahead. So 1 mark questions we have seen, multiple choice questions. The next type is assertion and reason type questions. So in assertion and reason type questions, two statements are given to us. One statement is the assertion statement, the next statement is the reason statement. So we have to analyze each and every statement separately. One statement I will analyze assertion statement and then I'll see that whether it is true or false. Analyze it as a true or false statement. This is the key in this assertion reason questions. Analyze for true and false. If assertion is true, mark it as true. If it is false, mark it as false. Then analyze reason. If reason is true, mark it as true. If reason is false, mark it as false. Once you have got both the answers, true, false, if both are true, then only check the relation between them. This is very important. Write it over here. Note, if both the statements are true, then and only check the relation between them. If any one of them is false, right, you have option C or D you can mark. If A is true, B is false, reason is false, you mark this. If assertion is false, reason is true, you mark this. Correct? So any one of them will always be true because there is no option which states both are false, right? So any one of them statement will always be true. That will be the pattern. One will be true, other will be false. If one is true, other is false, no need to check the relation between them. If both are true, then only check the relation between them. Both of them will never be false. Do not mark both of them false because that is never an option, right? Only 4 options you have over here. So let's see this first question. The tangents drawn at the end points of a diameter of a circle are parallel. Let me mention this over here. This is the end point of the diameter. If I draw the tangents, yes, this is 90 degree, this is 90 degree. Yes, this co-interior angles. This is the transversal. Diameter will be the transversal. These are co-interior angles. Co-interior angles are coming out to be supplementary. Therefore, indeed, these two tangents are parallel. This is true. So assertion is true. Done. Let me check for reason. Diameter of the circle is always the longest chord. This is also true. Is the reason statement diameter is the longest chord of the circle, is this the reason for the tangents being parallel? Not at all. The reason for tangents being parallel is the tangent and the diameter or the radius at the point of contact is perpendicular. That is the reason for these two tangents being parallel, not diameter being the longest chord. Diameter being the longest chord is a fact, it's not the reason for these two tangents being parallel. So the conclusion which I made is both assertion and reason are true, but reason is not the correct explanation of the assertion. So which option will be selected for this question? Option B. Not the correct explanation. Option B you will select and mark, and you will move ahead. Like this you will solve assertion reason step by step. First statement check true or false. Second statement check true or false. If both are true, then only check the relation between them. Next one example question we have. Assertion A. If the graph of the polynomial touches x-axis at only one point, then the polynomial cannot be a quadratic polynomial. False. Straight away false. This is straight away false, because for equal roots, what is the graph? For equal roots for quadratic polynomials, if I draw the graph, it straight away contradicts this statement. Therefore, A is false. For equal roots, if I draw the graph, it exactly touches only at one point beta. So this something which is false, which is stated over here false. Clear? So assertion is false. Second reason, a polynomial of degree greater than 1, n greater than 1, can have at most n zeros. At most n zeros, not more than n zeros. For a quadratic equation, how many roots can you have? For a quadratic equation, if the degree is 2, I can have one root, I can have two roots. Can I have more than two roots? Never. I can have one root or two root, not more than two roots. Same way for a cubic equation. For a cubic equation, I can have at most 3 roots. This is what you say, I'll not have more than 3 roots for a cubic equation. For a quartic equation, I will have not more than 4 roots. Another way to say not more than 4 roots, not more than 3 roots, or not more than 2 roots is it will have at most 2 roots or at most 2 zeros. Clear? So this is true, reason is true. So straight away, one is false, other is true. No need to check the relation between the two statements. No need to check the relation between the two statements. We'll directly mark C or D, which is the statement which states A is false. This will have D as the answer. A is false, R is true. Clear? I hope this is clear to each and every one of you. So till now we have seen 1 mark questions. Now I'd like to call upon Ahmed Sir to take 2 marks question. No? Okay, I hope this was very helpful for you all. 2 marks questions we have already seen. Let's move ahead. These questions, rational numbers, already Ahmed Sir has taken in the previous sessions. We have seen all these questions. In this question, trigonometry identities are required. In this questions, if you see, the ratio of the LCM is given. In this question, HCF needed to be found out. LCM method is 2x, 3x, then you will mark it like this and you will take 6x and you will find Ahmed Sir very well explained this. So all these 2 marks questions, 3 marks questions we have seen. This I explained, 27 was the answer for this. A lot of questions we have seen already. This is something which is very important. All the formulas, I will hope everyone remembers the statistics questions. Statistics, 1 question you can expect for sure in 4 marks question. 4 marks question you will always, not 4, 5 marks question, long answer question, you will always expect this. 4 marks question, 5 marks questions we have. Areas also we have seen. Now let me call Ahmed and Satish Sir. Let's have a last few words.
Thank you so much, sir, for the quick revision of all the concepts. It was really wonderful, sir. So dear students, I believe that it was really helpful for you for this last moment quick revision and pro tips and tricks for all of you. I believe that you will be using all of these tips and tricks in your examination and your score well and make us proud of you, right? So don't take too much tension. Make sure that you're calm, you're revising everything mentally, you're calm and patient, and you solve the question very nicely. Wishing you all the best from sisyaclass. All the best, guys.
And we hope that all of you do very good. All the best from my side, Satish Sir.
Yeah, so I hope this session was very helpful to you, and be confident, and whatever you have studied, from that thing only the questions will be coming. Don't think some alien top will be popping out in the exam. So be confident, and at least, like, if you're not able to attempt, at least write the given data, write down whatever the best possibility is there for the particular question. Okay, so here we would like to end our session by saying you all the very best for your exam, and keep your motivation high.
All the best.
All the best.
Bye-bye.
All the best.